Have you ever noticed how anxiety seems to linger, even in the calmest moments? The truth is, many of us are trapped in emotional cycles that never fully close. It might sound odd, but the real problem isn't just stress, it's how we try to avoid it. While we think we're protecting ourselves, we're actually making our anxiety worse. Do you want to know the secret to breaking this cycle and taking back control of your mind and emotions? Get ready to discover how to transform your life in a practical and effective way. The anxiety cycle. Our brain is an incredible machine. It detects danger in seconds and switches to survival mode, fight, flight, or freeze. When the danger passes, the body is supposed to return to safety. But that doesn't always happen. Imagine facing a lion, but never being sure if it's gone. That's how the anxiety cycle stays open. This response was designed to save us. But in today's world, the lion is bills, deadlines, or conflicts. And guess what? The brain reacts in the same way. Without resolving these perceived threats, the mind and body stay in constant alert mode. It's like a song that never stops. It drains your energy and disrupts your peace. Closing this cycle is essential for emotional and mental health. When we face and resolve our fears, we send a powerful message to the brain. You're safe now. This can be as simple as talking about a problem or engaging in physical activities to release energy. But what happens when anxiety becomes chronic? Well, that's where the real challenge begins. Let's explore reasons for chronic anxiety. Chronic anxiety begins when the brain identifies dangers but finds no solutions. It's like an alarm that won't stop ringing, even without a fire. Our mind is brilliant at imagining catastrophic scenarios. What if I fail? Or what if they judge me? These unresolved thoughts keep the anxiety cycle stuck in a loop. On top of that, we're experts at avoiding emotional discomfort, feeling scared or sad. It's easier to push those feelings away, right? But avoidance doesn't solve anything. It only amplifies the problem. Imagine someone afraid of public speaking. Avoiding presentations provides temporary relief but reinforces the fear, making it even bigger. The curious thing is that the brain believes avoidance is a solution. It adapts by increasing its alertness. This is where behavioral habits come into play, shaping the brain's development and solidifying anxious patterns. But how does modern life amplify this issue? The link between anxiety and modern life. In the past, danger was real and immediate, a predator, hunger, or a storm. Today, dangers are more subtle and constant. Notifications, deadlines, and alarming news. Neuroscience shows that the brain doesn't distinguish between physical and mental threats. Both trigger the same stress response. With technology, we're bombarded with information that reinforces our perception of danger. Social media and sensationalist news make us feel unsafe, even when we're perfectly fine. The brain becomes overloaded, activating its alert system and making it harder to calm down. It's like watching a horror movie without knowing when it will end. Many modern problems don't have tangible solutions, like responding to emails or handling digital conflicts. Without a concrete resolution, the anxiety cycle remains open. This explains why simple tasks like organizing your home can help ease your mind. And what about emotional avoidance? That just complicates things even further. Patterns of avoidance and anxiety. Emotional avoidance is a silent villain. When we avoid facing uncomfortable situations or feelings, we send a message to the brain that they're dangerous. It might seem harmless at first, but this habit creates a spiral of anxiety that keeps growing. Imagine postponing a difficult conversation. Tension builds, and your mind creates increasingly scary scenarios. Avoiding problems may seem like immediate relief, but it's a long-term trap. Procrastinating on important tasks, avoiding conflicts, or suppressing emotions only strengthens the anxiety cycle. It's like rolling a rock downhill. With each push, it gains momentum and becomes harder to control. And who pays the price? Your mental and emotional health. These patterns also reinforce psychosomatic illnesses since emotional impact on the body is powerful. The solution starts with small steps, like gradually facing uncomfortable situations. But how does this play out in everyday life? Practical examples can help us understand better. Practical examples of how anxiety intensifies. Imagine having a panic attack at the grocery store. You feel judged, you leave, and you avoid going back. At first, you feel relief, but soon the anxiety spreads. Now you're afraid to drive, leave the house, or even answer the phone. Each avoidance reinforces the cycle, turning small fears into monsters. Another common example is procrastination. A student delays studying for an exam out of fear of failing. In the moment, they feel calm while watching videos, but the anxiety grows over time. And what about the opposite? Being a perfectionist and studying relentlessly can also trap the brain in alert mode, creating the same effect. Even traumatic memories play a role. Someone suppressing painful emotions might turn to impulsive shopping, alcohol, or food for temporary relief. These actions only mask the problem without solving it. Understanding these patterns is the first step, but how does all of this impact childhood? Let's explore further. Childhood and emotional development. Childhood is fertile ground where emotional patterns are formed. When kids lack opportunities to solve physical problems, but face constant mental pressure, their brains learn to worry but not to resolve. It's like training a muscle. One side gets stronger while the other weakens. Children who face few practical problem-solving experiences, like building something or resolving arguments, may grow up emotionally insecure. A lack of physical and social activities stunts brain development, making it harder to handle complex emotions. And this doesn't stop in childhood. Behavioral habits formed early follow us into adulthood. Additionally, overprotection and digital distractions prevent children from developing emotional resilience. A small conflict, like losing a game, can become a big problem when avoided. How can we reverse this? By exploring ways to break this cycle of anxiety, something essential and urgent. Breaking the anxiety cycle. Breaking the anxiety cycle starts with self-awareness. Understanding how the nervous system works is foundational. Realizing that the body reacts to danger, but needs real solutions to return to calm is the first step. Practices like cognitive behavioral therapy help identify triggers and build emotional resilience. Another powerful strategy is limiting exposure to negative news and toxic social media. A simple habit like reducing screen time can calm the mind. Adding positive sources, such as psychology-focused channels or books on neuroscience and emotional health, reinforces a growth mindset. Finally, physical activities are a great ally. Solving tangible problems, like gardening or exercising, helps reorganize the brain. How about starting today? It could be as simple as a walk or tidying up your desk. But is technology making this process easier or harder? Let's find out. The role of technology in anxiety. Technology is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it connects and educates us. On the other, it reinforces avoidance patterns. When something bothers us, the phone is right there to distract us. This immediate escape feeds anxiety since the problem remains unresolved. It's like sweeping dirt under the rug. It's hidden but never gone. Social media amplifies the perception of danger. Sensationalist news and constant comparisons increase the brain's alertness. Even when safe, we feel like something is wrong. Have you noticed how watching endless short videos seems to provide relief, but leaves you feeling empty afterward? That's emotional impact in action. But it doesn't have to be this way. Using technology consciously is possible. Reduce notifications, limit screen time, and choose content that promotes mental health and emotional resilience. Have you ever thought about what you could accomplish with the time you spend scrolling through feeds? Let's explore practical strategies for dealing with anxiety Strategies for dealing with anxiety. Facing anxiety starts with recognizing avoidance patterns. The first step is asking yourself, am I avoiding or solving this? Identifying behaviors like procrastinating or distracting yourself with your phone is essential. Here's a practical tip. Create a list of simple tasks and tackle them one by one. The brain loves victories, even small ones. Sitting with your emotions is also a powerful strategy. Don't try to run from what you're feeling. Allow yourself to observe and understand it. Techniques like mindfulness help slow the mind and reconnect with the present. Apps like Headspace or books on emotional health, such as The Power of Now, can be valuable allies. And of course, take an active approach. Solving problems, even small ones, send a message of safety to the brain. Physical tasks like cleaning a closet or cooking can have a surprising impact. Each small victory strengthens neuroplasticity and reorganizes your mind to act rather than avoid. Are you ready to take the first step? Now that you know how anxiety works and the steps to overcome it, why not start applying this knowledge? Think about it. Which avoidance patterns are you repeating without realizing it? What would your life look like if, instead of avoiding, you faced your fears and took control? Changing habits may seem challenging, but the reward is a lighter mind, a healthier body, and emotions under control. If you truly want to transform your mental health, it's time to act. What will your first step be today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Together, we can build a more conscious and emotionally resilient community.